As you are all no doubt well aware, it has been some time since the last video I posted, and many of you are probably wondering if I'm even still alive. I'm no longer alive, and I posted this video from beyond the grave. The internet connectivity in the afterlife is terrible, but you get what you pay for. No, seriously, I'm still alive. I just had a longer than usual hiatus. So, I've decided that, before pursuing my next YouTube project, I will give you an update for the year 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. And it's a good thing too, because I'm running out of 2021. F my life. Several thousand viewers have steadfastly remained with, or perhaps just low-key put up with, my channel for a decade, and you deserve a more complete explanation than I've given before. If you're wondering why it's been so long this time, you'll learn part of the reason by simply turning on your TV and watching the news. The world has lost its goddamn mind. More significantly, I've had personal reasons that got in the way, mainly stemming from the health and/or employment status of the rest of my family. The result was an atmosphere that was increasingly stifling to productivity and creativity, and it somewhat remains to this day. I won't elaborate any further for privacy and safety reasons, which I'm sure most of you will understand. For those of you who don't understand, I don't know what to tell you. For those of you who don't care, go eat glass. As for the rest, there's a lot to unpack. Another setback is that the computer I've been using since the year 2000 finally went belly up recently. Yes, I had indeed used a computer from the dawn of the millennium with Windows XP to create most of the videos you see on my channel, and it was only a matter of time before it gave out. It was kept running by strategically attached plugs, duct tape, the anguish of my detractors, and the simple fact that planned obsolescence wasn't as ridiculous in 2000 as it is today. Those of you who were in southwestern North America at that time will remember the towering mushroom cloud that resulted. Now that I have a more contemporary computer with a more contemporary operating system, software, and hardware, I will be able to create videos that previously would have been extremely difficult, if not outright impossible. This also includes the text-to-speech program that was used to create the robotic narrative you are currently hearing. This is very important, because unlike many other YouTube personalities, I have a face for podcasts and a voice for writing. As such, some of the videos I will create and post to my channel will now feature more narration and full motion video, though some by nature will still require text. However, my new computer won't run the program I used to create animated GIFs for reasons beyond my comprehension, and none of the others I've tried seem to be able to create them. This is a change that will no doubt be welcomed by those of you who prefer to listen to videos on YouTube rather than only watch them. And those of you who are illiterate, or just functionally illiterate. Some of you have wondered specifically why I chose to almost exclusively create slideshow presentations rather than more fluid and conventional videos. The reason is that I used these slides to create animated GIF slideshows that I posted on my DeviantArt account. Since creating these animated GIF slideshows is no longer a possibility, or at the very least one I won't be able to recoup for some time, I will exploit this dilemma to create more videos for my channel that are narrated like this one. Another bonus is that, since I'm no longer constrained to creating slides small enough to be practical for an animated GIF, the slides I do use will be much higher in resolution, making them easier to read. However, perhaps the greatest impediment to my progress has been research. Not only is there the obvious issue that it's very time consuming, but I also lost much of it recently. Since the early 2010s, I've made a point of including links to or citations of my sources in the video description, and when I would find a useful or critical source on the internet, I would bookmark it. When I restored all of my web browser files onto my new computer after the old one was banished to the land of wind and ghosts, more than half of my bookmarks were simply gone. Needless to say, this has been a major blow to my efforts, and Google has been of little help in tracking down the sources for my notes. I somehow never thought to simply copy and paste the links directly into my notes, though I've learned from that mistake, and now save my sources this way. Those of you who do your own research on the internet should do so as well. Your web browser is not your friend. And boy howdy, has there ever been research, particularly on the accident histories of military aircraft. Anyone interested in studying that topic should know that it will eat your life. The statistics of one aircraft in particular that will be featured in an upcoming warplane disasters episode took me 8 months of almost non-stop reading and note-taking to gather. Another one took me the better part of a year, though not all in one sitting. You see, some aircraft crash a bit. Others crash a lot. Others still crash one hell of a lot. Others crash and 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 crash. The moral of the story is, if you want to know how safe and survivable a given aircraft model genuinely is, be prepared to suffer for it. Nothing is for free, and the price of knowing the things I now know has been my time and health. None of this is intended to be an excuse for why I haven't posted much content in a long while. It is simply an explanation. That said, this video was initially planned to be a much shorter and simpler update, so I'll leave it at this for now, and by the time it's uploaded I will already be working on my next presentation. If my luck holds out, it may even be finished by the time this video goes live. Also expect to eventually see more presentations on the Kevlar coffin, the gold brig, and the fire dumpster. I haven't forgotten about them, and they've gotten so much worse that they've become parodies of themselves. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll know if you didn't.